hopping off my shoulder right as the live actually happens. You jump off my shoulder.
Oh, butter.
Come on.
Well, rest in peace, me.
Come on, say hi to everyone, Frodo. Tobias.
No, one second. What?
Try to be a little bit quieter.
Yeah, well, we're going to take down my foot.
There we go. All right. How are y'all? How are you? Where did my stand for this thing go? Okay. Aha, I found it. So, fair warning. First of all, are you done? Okay. First of all, cooking is going to be a little bit harder. I sliced my finger open yesterday. Not with using a knife either. I went to go feed the cats. Somebody had left the lid of one of the cans. Tobias! Quiet! Anyways, had left one of the lids from the canned cat food. And so I didn't know that. They didn't mean to leave it in the box. So I just reached in to grab a can of cat food and sliced my finger open relatively decently. And it's been a pain in the ass doing anything since. So my scarf was Frodo. Their name is Frodo. Exactly, spelled exactly how you think it is. We used to have Samwise, but they went poof one day. So the problem is where the cut is located. Like, honestly, if the cut had been like up here, not a problem. It's on the tip of my finger, and it keeps opening up every time I'm like trying to do stuff. And I can't be bleeding all over food. That's it's more of an annoyance at this point than anything. All right, so we have a fair bit of cleaning that should have been done that hasn't been done. I had been dealing with insurance shit. And here's an update for everyone that was like wondering about all my medical bills and insurance things and all that kind of stuff. So we are currently caught up on medical bills, I believe. Yeah, this is on payment plan, so that's fine. So we're currently paid up on medical bills, for the most part. Here's the problem: when we lost all the program aids because a bunch of changes happened, and we were like in that bracket of like, you make a bit too much money, but I mean, financially, with how often you go to the hospital, you probably couldn't afford not to be. It's going to be really stupid because, like, here's the funny bit. The moment we start paying all these medical bills out of pocket, we would qualify for assistance. But we don't qualify for assistance because they count the gross income and we make over that. Yay. Can't fucking win. Stuffed salmon sounds good. I don't know what to have today. We got plenty of bread now, and there's a huge mess of everything. I guess not huge. It's enough. There's like dishes over here. There's dishes here that need to be put into here. This is a mess, and that table's a mess. Now, realistically, if I start cleaning, I could probably knock this out. I want to figure out what we're going to eat first, and then I can recruit children into helping me clean while we're live. Like, I can have children clean the table, get it all taken care of, and condense things. And take out the trash. Tobias! Actually, speaking of, you have 5 minutes before I kick you off of there if you don't take out the trash right now. I mean, you have 5 minutes.
Levi?
But you can take out the trash.
Levi?
Needed to be taken out earlier. No one took it out.
Why? Well, then why am I doing it?
Because it's your turn to take it out. leftover pasta from yesterday. There are a couple of every plate meals I think that I have stuff for. At least one of them, but that's more of a breakfast item. I don't even know where the breakfast or the every plate stuff menus, recipes are right now. They're somewhere. Yo, Jared, how goes it? You know, we had a complaint for breaking up the Deadpool series. Somebody commented and was like, "Will you stop posting the same thing over and over again?" First of all, I don't post the same thing.
Which one?
I need both of them taken out. But take out the recycle bin for now, at least.
That one?
Yeah, no, recycle. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. The one that has everything flowing out of it that you guys just keep trying to dump stuff in. You go all the way downstairs, make sure you pick up anything that falls out. Yeah, they on the newest Deadpool video, they were like, "Hey, can you stop posting stuff again?" And I was like, "There's plenty of our audience who only watches the shorts, so this is an accommodation. And no, I'm not going to stop accommodating. And you just made a mess. You just dropped it."
It's over. Keep flowing.
Yeah, because you kept stuffing shit in there.
It's over.
I've been trying to get people to take that out. Like, I'm not going to do everything in this house. That's not my job. I'm going to do my chores. You do your chores, so on and so forth. Xena stuff. Okay, let's talk about that. A huge Hercules and Xena fan. Huge Hercules and Xena fan. You're not going to like what I have to say, though. The show has not aged well. Neither of them have. Neither of them have. I will say Xena has aged much better than Hercules. I will say that. But I have struggled to go back and rewatch either one so that, like, I don't screw up lore and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't think that's a show I can make content about at this point. The show has aged about as well as milk stored in a sunny, warm area. Yeah. I will say for forced representation, when I say forced representation, I mean representation that the fans have decided to just say is a thing, so they're forcing the representation on the show rather than the show being open about it. Great for the queer community. Minus all the stereotypes and fear-mongering and things that they decide to not think about that the show represents. And don't get me started. Don't bleed. I don't want to bleed all over the paper plates. So yeah, it's one of those things where and the sad thing is there's a lot of shows like that. Like I want to do Megas XLR. I can do Megas XLR. That is a show that you would think has aged poorly, and I mean, in a way, it kind of has, but in another, it didn't age like at all because that's kind of the show was always about what it was about. This did not. Not rotten on me already. We're barely about those. Need all this other stuff to empty out too. Let me go see if I can get Raven to at least empty out the other one. Can you at least make sure that gets thrown away?
Yes, I will.
I don't want it back in that other area.
No.
There are other chores I'll need you guys to help with. Hey, kiddo. He took out the recycle bin. Can you take out the regular garbage? Hey, I got him to do at least one of them. What? Yeah, I get that. Can you please take out the normal one? Kiddo's flipping me off. Where's Stephen when I need him? Give me permission to take the Nerf. Alex are just spicy trash cans that want. No. Let's get this right. Because I had somebody argue this point. Whether you like a Cadbury egg or not, most people begrudgingly get used to them. They're not actually that good. They taste like shit. Okay? A Dalek is a meat Cadbury egg. And that sentence alone makes you go, ugh, and just proves my point. Spicy trash cans that want world domination. No. They're meat Cadbury eggs. Anyone that wants to argue with me, feel free to argue with me. But, gross. Hate Cadbury eggs so much. Tobias, can you do me a favor, though, while I'm trying to cook and clean and do a bunch of other stuff? Can you do me a favor? Come here. I got a box. 1 second. I need this other trash can emptied out, but I need to keep the bag. If you can go. I just wasn't going to ask you why you were trying to take the big giant trash can. This one right here. I need the bag. It's got a bunch of recycled stuff because the recycle bin was full.
We need the. Can I just throw away the carton?
No, I don't have a whole lot of bags to replace that with right now. That's for cans. I got a box. I'm opening a box. You guys get to see it with me. I know what it is. TikTok Shop Tank. I wasn't expecting it anytime soon. Amazon no longer uses these. And if I was still shipping in the quantity I was shipping, good. But like no one buys stuff on the store on the side.
You do it all the time.
Not when I need to keep the bag. Yeah, I know, and all that stuff was gonna fly everywhere.
That's the reason why I didn't let him do it. You've done it before.
And it flew everywhere. I did it once, and I was like, nope, that didn't work. And I went downstairs and cleaned it. The difference is I'll actually pick up my mess. Oh, this is supposed to be a snack. Okay, well, I have to wait and let these get cold. These are warm. Oh no. Oh no. I think these are made in a way that like they don't need to be refrigerated. I hope. But it's milk and yogurt. I'm not sure if this is safe to consume anymore. This is warm to the touch. Like this was out in the sun for a while. It's more culture than French. I don't have a recycling. I don't actually have a recycling. I hate that. Thank you. Don't get snippy. I'll make you take out the other one, but you can actually just dump it. Mhm. Raven, I got a thing for you. We'll put it in the fridge and try it. Look at this little. Oh, that's cute. Big enough to fit a 6-pack. Look at this. Look at this. I can actually fit both of them. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's got a little pocket on each side, too. Isn't that cute? It's a gift box, is what it is. So I need to correct this right now. You do know that has milk in it, right? Like a lot of milk, and it can and will go bad very quickly. Looking it up seems it's supposed to be fridged. Yeah, most are. So I'm not sure about this. Okay, so not gonna be refreshing, creamy, and fizzy. It's not milk, it's cream soda. Yogurt flavored carbonated soft drink.
Speak English, goddamn.
Huh?
Because I don't speak English, goddamn. Yogurt.
Yogurt flavored carbonated soft drink with a unique fizzy taste.
What's up, though?
But it does contain milk though in that.
The fucker. I can just drink 5 now. No. Are they mine?
They're technically yours. This one's yours.
Hey, I want to see that. I want some of the strawberry ones.
Oh, one of the strawberry. Well, it's feel it.
It's okay, I want one of the strawberry ones.
Feel it.
I want one of the blueberries.
It's not blueberry.
It's not
It's regular.
blueberry. I just don't know. I want one of those then.
You want one of these? I'm gonna have to steal this recording for and speed it up. This is a product I was supposed to do on
right.
TikTok.
We can do that later.
We
What's that called? And then maybe. I took this up. I want to feel it.
Feel
It's cold. It's cold. It's warm.
Careful with the customer. No, don't stick it in the freezer. No, do not stick it in the freezer. Don't stick it in the freezer. What? Do it
Guys, listen.
Yeah.
What's it doing? Okay, move.
Damn it. No.
What do you need to grab?
I need you to get all the paper plates that fell down because he wouldn't stop moving and stuff. No, you can move. Oh, she did get after that guy. Today's a day, isn't it?
I put mine in the fridge. That was a lot warmer than I thought it was.
Tobias. Alright, whatever. Now he's not in green, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it's a new adventure. Back when it was still Acme and we had we had issues, but we were still hinting at who we were. But then things changed because of avoiding copyright stuff. And I understood why 100%. I thought it was appropriate to buy that shirt. So this was within the first year of doing it, and we were being careful, but also I don't know. I will say, as far as the circle, this brand thing here, get yourself the ones that just you tilt back and drink, because not as much flavor comes out of the ones that you have to sit here and It's supposed to last longer that way. These have gotten my kids to drink more water. It was worthwhile getting just because of that. Kids gotta love them. Yeah, we will get this stuff done. Remember, don't wrangle, don't strangle. Remember, wrangle, don't strangle. That's funny. They now sell it shelf stable till open too. Yeah. Yoo-hoo is nasty. I like Yoo-hoo most times, but like, you know, when it's been left out for far too long. Here's my video. You guys want an example of the video I'm effectively going to do? And I was like, I've got to test this. But I opened it, and the kid stole it. There's your test. What am I going to do? Be like, hey, I don't have a product to test because my kids stole it before I had a chance to film the video. You got to get kids to do some other cleaning. And we got to figure out how to do it. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Move the phone. Exactly how are you going to move the phone? What's it? See that? Yeah, it moves. See that? No, you can't go up there. Let's go over here. All right. So now that I've got an area to like throw stuff away, it makes life a little bit easier to clean up this part. But most of this on my counter is just you can come around the other way, that way you're not on camera. Or just do that. So obviously I'm dealing with the cut on my finger. And I don't think you want blood over everything.
I'm gonna grab you a band-aid.
It won't matter if you give me a band-aid or not. It'll bleed from the band-aid if I'm not careful. So I'm just being more careful. This area, that area, and that area need to be cleaned. Now, I'm already cleaning this area. If you can, yeah. Well, the other two, I'm getting done. Oh, I forgot about that. Forget about that. Cans of tomatoes in there. Going forward, when we have a can of tomatoes, they need to be put into a small container like this right here, with a lid on it. So they'll last longer. That can go right outside. Well, I mean, technically you could eat chalk. I wouldn't if I were you, but there's chalk candy. That's a little bit safer than normal chalk.
Jesus!
But they're still
out of the way.
Tobias, no. Mama's trying to rest. And we were up pretty. Mama was up longer than they wanted to be.
Onion. I didn't stutter. I told you to move because you're in my way. Please.
Yes, I mean, I've got a onion. Just don't know what to
Cucumber. I
eat.
think.
Yeah, cucumber. Really have that today, as long as it's not rotten on the inside. Lately, I need to get the piece of furniture I want to get, and it's going to go right above my air conditioning area.
Yes, Mama, and you have one.
I have. Just condense them all into one.
I'm saying because I have one of these, but I don't know if he's had two.
To buy, it doesn't matter. He's had one. I know he has. So go ahead. And if Mama hasn't had one, Mama hasn't had one. It's fine. I did not expect everyone to get one of each. It was a matter of like, oh no, wait. I got a specific area for cans. Mostly because we use them for target practice, but hey, I'm recycling. We do the same with tea bags. They last longer in the freezer, yeah.
How much did my roast done?
But I don't have room in the freezer for everything that would be last longer in the freezer. Levi, do you oil your beard since it always seems well kept? Periodically, I oil my beard. I do have beard oil and stuff like that. I have a brush and that kind of stuff. Here's a secret. Here's a really good secret. You don't need to oil your beard. You really don't. You don't. You want your beard to be softer? Whatever you use to make your hair soft will work on this too. And you just need to wash this more often than this. Wash your regular hair about
Like properly, like once or twice a week.
twice a week.
So once or twice.
Unless like you're
I mean, like,
very, very active. You're not even like you can condition it every day.
Yeah, you have to shampoo it.
Not supposed to shampoo it every day. And so what you do, now my hair is just kind of whatever. I forget, do you have rabbits? I do not have rabbits. I want rabbits, but I'm going to show you a reason as to why I don't have bunnies.
She doesn't have teeth to do it. No, we can have rabbits though. We don't have the teeth to do it.
No, we have cats. She has teeth.
No, what?
You think they need teeth to kill the rabbit?
I don't know if she's gonna do shit. Not one rabbits will kick her in the face.
It depends on how big the rabbit is. And if we're adopting an adult rabbit, we got like a year with it. Rabbits do not live that long.
I'm not worried about that fat ass from that one.
You're worried about the other fat ass? Yeah, he's got all his teeth. This bitch. Oh yeah, you think your 20-pound Flemish giant's gonna do anything towards 1 second?
For no reason.
Oh my god, you're fat.
Go away. No.
Look, I'm not saying that it won't hold its own. Stop. Back up. But this behemoth of a cat, this big motherfucker.
You curse! That's just the bunny touches its foot. Belly. After if he reaches his ultimate move.
This is like 20 pounds of pure cat. I'm not gonna say muscle. Not exactly sure how much muscle that cat has. But that's not even the cat I'm worried about. I'll show you the real one. Because the moment I have a bunny inside the house, I guarantee you, this pure, tiny ass muscle cat who has survived getting shot. Oh. No? All right. I'm sorry. She's pure muscle. Like, she's about 8 pounds of pure muscle. She's old. She's probably not going to want to start the fight. But she'll finish it. There's been other cats up here that have shown up randomly And she just stands up, goes, meow, and they run off. They learn their place within a month of being around here. She pure protein. She was we were outside because we got a basketball hoop now to play around with. That's what I spent my extra money on, was something for all of us to do. And the next couple days, including today, are like 100-degree weather. We're like, I don't want to be outside. Fucking irony. I spent all day yesterday getting it up, and then we played a game of horse last night, and it was fun. But now it's 100 degrees out, and we're like, oh my god, sad. But she was chasing the ball around. At one point, like, it rolled all the way up the driveway, and as it was rolling back, she just stood there, and it went right by her, and she was like, that cat is. Yeah, the basketball is about the same size as her. That's the best part. She is the cat who chased down dogs 60 times, like the giant Great Dane dog thing. I have a story that I've told before, once or twice, and it's we were at the other house. A couple dogs had gotten loose, and these were big, giant dogs, like Husky and Great Dane type dogs. And and the people were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." I was like, "No, you don't understand. Your dog's in trouble." And out comes the dog, and a pride of cats led by this cat. It's just freak, and I'm like, "Told you." This is so funny. It was just one of those things that, like, you had to be there. This is a tiny ass cat just chasing a giant ass dog. Like, oh fuck, I fucked up. You damn straight, you did get back here, Brooke. It was too funny. And it was not the first time that she chased a much longer dog. Is this really live? Yeah, Captain Crown. I don't know why you wouldn't think it was. That's the second time today I've been called like a bot or something. Like the first one was on a Facebook, and I was like, it was because I was polite.
That's crazy,
right? So I asked about a mini refrigerator. And I was like, "Hey, how well does the freezer work?" And I was like, "It works really well." I was like, "Great. Do you deliver?" No. And I was like, and I just was polite. All right, thank you for responding. Best of luck on selling it. I was just polite. And they're like, awesomeness. Fraud, scam, whatever, bot, reported and blocked. And I'm like, the heck?
the hell?
I was polite. Like, you can't deliver. And I need it delivered.
No, it's not that people are so used to not having basic
right?
decency. It's honestly sad.
It's just like, why? Sorry, bro, you just seem so jolly. I got sleep. So I've been struggling getting sleep at a normal time frame without medication. And managed to do it one day, then managed to do it the second because I was like tired and I was like went to bed on time. And then like today, the only reason I took medication today was because I dealt with a bunch of insurance information. Oh, I forgot I was on that conversation earlier today. I was dealing with a bunch of insurance stuff, and the longer I dealt with it, the more my head just started throbbing because I already had a small headache. So by the time I got done dealing with the insurance stuff, which was like 4 hours of phone calls, bright side, we have insurance. Downside, there's probably going to be a lot of copays, and I'm not looking forward to the amount that stuff is going to change. Like my arthritis medication is not covered, and I'm either going to have to change the medication I take. I was not done, by the way, Raven. I forgot I needed you to do one more thing. Actually, Tobias, you can do it. Come here. All right. Well, when you're free, I need your help so I can figure out dinner and cook. But anyways, technically, I need them to do two things. I need one to load the dishwasher, and I need to actually do dishes. So we have a couple pans to wash. Anyways, Migraine, massive migraine after dealing with everything, right? So that pan right there, let me take the thing out of it.
And I have to watch it?
No, I need you to take it out to the yard, go as far as you possibly can. You don't need to go super, super far, but please dump it in the yard or dump it in the dirt. Dump it in the dirt would be better. But
Why?
because I can't put that down the sink.
What is it?
It's just oil, just really used up oil.
Why do we use oil more than once?
Because I recycle the oil and it's perfectly safe to do so if you know how you're doing. Side note, because apparently I'm going to do this because my kid said something. Certain oils are easier to recycle than others. I'm going to start off with that. I have a tendency for frying. You use canola oil. You can use olive oil. You can do this with a lot of them. Canola oil is the easiest to recycle, in my opinion. And when I say recycle, I literally mean you can use it up to 3 to 5 times. And it's not as nasty as it sounds. It's being heated up, first of all. And it also does depend on it. Like if you're using it for normal fried stuff, you'd be fine. What?
Why is it so cold?
What's so cold?
The milk.
Because it's a metal can, you put it in there, leave it in there for 30 minutes and it'll be cold everywhere.
Why? Yes.
What was I saying? Right. Yeah, you just clean it. You just clean it. That's essentially all it is. You just need to filter it, filter out all the particulates out of it. But there's a few different ways to do so. Ooh. I'm gonna sit down for a moment. I am easy. Yep, still good. Okay, that's enough. That's Can you close that door? I know, but you opened it up. Can you please close it? I'm not gonna fall, guys.
Is this a dinner stream?
Yes, it is, and I just had to clean before I can make dinner. And I don't know where my oh, it's over there. Hey, kiddo, before you sit down, can you hand me the clipboard? I'm sorry, I'm kind of spinny right now. Otherwise, I would have just gone and grabbed it. Right underneath the Nerf blaster. Right underneath the Nerf gun. That clipboard right there. No, clipboard. Clipboard. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be fine. Gonna drink some stuff and hydrate. Let my body acclimate and kind of go from there. My brain is scattered brain because I'm doing multiple things. All right. I have vertigo, effectively. Yeah. All right. We're going to take a moment. We're going to talk. Cleaning oil. Super easy. Quickest way. Filter it. You got 1 or 2 times after that. There is, I believe it's not flour. It's like a slurry that you can make. It's made using flour. Cornstarch. That's what it is. Cornstarch. Cornstarch slurry. And it will pick up and filter a lot of that shit out. And I believe you do it warm. I've never actually tried it because I haven't had a use. Cornstarch with water. Haven't had a use to clean it that thoroughly. By the way, you explained further up. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. It's the look on your face that's got my concern. I guess clip it and then I'll take a look and see how bad. Right there. That right there is really like you can make it last so much longer using this method right here. I wouldn't do it every single time. I mean, first time just cheesecloth it. Second time do the cornstarch. Third time do the cornstarch until like you feel it. And don't add new stuff to it. Just keep using the old. You run out enough of the old to put in new, just throw out the old. And I do know I need to eat something. It's probably one of the things that's going on. But I'm going to hydrate first, get some food, then drink sleepy time tea, fall into a deep sleep. It's not the deep sleep. I got plenty of sleep. The just happened. It's me like trying not to fall over. Salt too. Yeah, that'd probably be good too. Yeah, we'll get up and get it figured out. So we'll have some toast and kind of go from there. Anyways, so we talked about the oil. Let's switch topics back on over to the insurance stuff. So we are covered. Copays are gonna suck. Like I'm used to copays with like getting the kids different glasses. Why is that wet? Tobias, when I say dump that in the yard, it did not mean go onto the porch, haphazardly dump it, and have a bunch of the oil land on the goddamn deck. All that oil is just going to soak into the wood now. Which may not be a bad thing, but like... Not really. Canola oil on wood. Anybody know what happens? Buff it in.
Why are you being mad at me then?
Rip check. By the way, you don't know. Richard, hey! You joined a chaos stream. Dinner streams are always chaotic. Like the morning stream's not so bad because the kids aren't up yet. Either that or they're going to school. I'm usually not apparently about to fall over. Not the wooden deck, yeah. Not a lot. It's going to preserve your porch wood a lot longer. All right, then we'll be good. As long as the cat stops licking it up. Canola oil's not bad for cats, is it? Dizzy. Echo. Is canola oil okay for cats?
Canola oil is not harmful to cats, but it may contain ingredients that are harmful to them. It is best to consult with a veterinarian before feeding canola oil or any new food to cats.
I'm not feeding it to them so much as she's licking up the excess that is not getting soaked into the porridge. She goes back, she tries it, and then she doesn't like it, and she walks away. That is not toasted. It's okay for wood and animals and kids. Shouldn't hurt, just loosen stuff inside. She'll poop a lot more. That's fine. It's still in the best shape. Maybe I'll just yeah, Ian, that's the thing. Is like, but I mean, at the same time, it's outside. Like it, I'm not gonna purpose. Should be one way to preserve the deck, I suppose, because you don't use it on a cutting board. because of the whole oxidization and rancid thing. But like, also, I'm not cooking food on the porch itself.
What are you doing at work?
No, I'm not cooking food on them. I swear they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. We're gonna eat some toast. Sit down, drink some water, eat some toast. Then we're gonna figure out dinner. I might have to do a quick thaw on some chicken and stuff. Honestly, I've got ingredients in here that are kind of random that I might need to use first. But we're going to take a look at what we have over there, then take a look at over here, kind of decide based on that. I'm sure now it's perfect. Now it's not the perfect toast. Now it's perfect toast. Crap. Don't worry, we're going to be here for a while. Okay, I cannot believe it's not potatoes. And then I'll add a little bit of salt to this. Yeah, I took a nap. And the hydration, salt, and a bunch of other stuff is probably what I need right now to like make myself feel better. Sad thing, it takes about a half hour for that to like really have an effect. I can feel myself being dizzy. So the more I move in circle motions, the worse it gets. Random is good. Absolutely, random is fine. There's nothing wrong with a random dinner. But we're gonna figure out what we can eat. I'm not gonna have anything with rice, so that leaves out with sesame pork rice bowls. I don't need. This one looks good, even though they say pork sausage linguine Italiano. That uses the linguine pasta, the long green peppers that are starting to turn on me, or trying to turn on me. And it makes some more rice too. Garlic, cream cheese, tomato paste, Parmesan cheese, and the Italian pork sausage. So, and then it uses cooking oil, butter, and salt and pepper. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm gonna highlight a comment, everyone. And Logan, this is just to bring awareness. Okay. I realize that Logan is probably saying this as a dark joke. And I'm going to highlight Logan's next comment. Right. So get the belt, make it hard for children to sit for a while, and you appreciate the silence later. You don't respect them. You fear them. You don't teach respect by harming your child physically. You teach them to fear you. It's not respect. It's not respect at all. It is fear. Now, you might have, as my therapist says, internalized it as the meaning of respect. And so you look at other people who you quote unquote fear in some way and you feel like that's a respect. Punishment is a double-edged sword. I'm not saying, to be clear, I'm not the type of parent that goes gentle parenting or stuff like that. I take away their shit and I yell way more often than when I care to. I've done stupid shit. 100%. Okay. And I've corrected myself, owned up to it, and that's the point, is correcting yourself and owning up to it, right? And Logan and Charles and whatnot, and you guys have to understand, Logan went through it too and had a different outlook on life, right? So my point here is I used to have the same belief 100%. And then I was talking to my therapist about how like I didn't like doing it because it reminded me of things that I didn't care for, but I didn't know what other option I had, blah, 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 blah. And they taught me the whole thing about like, you don't respect people, you fear them. That's not respect, that's fear. There's a difference. Respecting someone means you don't fear them in any way. You quite literally are like in awe of them. You're like, damn, that's awesome. You did a great job there. Fuck, how the hell do I do that? Jesus, that's, you're not fearing them, right? Respect is the fact that both of my kids feel safe enough to tell me about their sexual preferences. Respect is the fact that both of my kids will tell me without prompting if their friends have decided to offer them stuff that they shouldn't have offered. Respect is the fact that my kids will share their day with me and they share everything and they don't keep it out. They do not fear what they're going to tell me because they know I'm not going to raise my hand at them. Respect means that I'm willing to share with you without fear of repercussion because of that. Now, you can have too much respect for somebody and share things you probably shouldn't have shared with anybody. I'm not saying that, but there's a balance. Dragon Hearts here has a really good one. So, Logan, we're not getting on Logan's case or anything like that. I had that same mindset. I turned out fine. I didn't really turn out fine, but like, I didn't think that the occasional ones were what caused the problem. No. I thought it was the other stuff that was a problem, and I got well beaten beyond a belt. I never thought the belt was the problem. It was how it was used. I was like, a belt across my butt? I don't think about that. And my therapist pointed out that I was like, well, with as often as you dealt with physical violence and everything, the fact that you don't think about it is probably the issue because you associated it with the other violence. And I was just like, oh, fuck. It was just that moment of like, oh, this is going to be one of those sessions today. But yeah, Logan, the explains why you think you're in trouble every time someone wants to see you is like, it's the same thing. I had to, like, a bunch of us have that. Like, somebody wants to see us and we're like, and it's still ingrained. And I was like, did I do something wrong? Is there something did I screw up somewhere? The immediate assumption that you screwed up shows that what had happened in the past was not okay. It's good to have a balance of like, was this for something good or something bad? Right? Hate's a strong word. I learned that hate is a very, very strong word. I don't hate my mother. I hate what my mother did. I don't hate my mother for being undiagnosed and untreated for a variety of schizophrenia and manic depression and all this other stuff that they dealt with. But they did not have to beat me. Their illness is not what caused them. I'm not treated. I have it, but I'm not treated. I don't have medication to help me control it. And I saw other people with the same thing. Now, it doesn't mean I struggle quite a bit. Absolutely. Does it mean I screw up sometimes? Absolutely. But it wasn't a daily thing. It wasn't because, like, if my kids look at me wrong, do I get a little pissed? Yeah. Brush it off. Not a big fucking deal. Right? And that proved to me that what my mother did was a choice. They chose, in all honesty, the easy way out. And we can say and give them excuses. We can. This is a much deeper stream than what I meant it to be, but we can give them excuses for the behavior, the wrongdoings. Or they can own up. Now, here's a big difference. If your parental figure owns up to what they did, admits that it was wrong, they shouldn't do it, and they're trying to do better, good on them. And what you do with that information is your choice. If you feel like you can forgive them, move on, and learn to grow and have a relationship with your parent, by all means. My mother never admitted to anything. My mother could not fathom that what they did was wrong. They weren't wrong. Society was wrong for changing. I was wrong for accepting the change that society says that, hey, healthy relationships with parents should be and could be a thing. Right? And I still try to forgive my mother, and they still try to steal my children. So that was the final straw for me. I thought that I could eventually get through to my mother and we could have that breakthrough, but I couldn't. Yeah, it's the always assuming that something bad happened, right? Yep. Belt, tree branches, lamps. Yeah. The fact I've had every one of those thrown at me or used on me as well, Charles. I still don't like the lamps that have like the metal arm and the light bulb. The multiple ones. Like if it's just one, I'm like, this is the bad thing. My first thought when I see them is like, that won't hurt as much if I'm hit with that. It's my first thought when I see lamps like that. Normal lamp, I love like steampunk style lamps, and those particular style of lamps make great steampunk lamps. Can never have it in my house because when I've walked by it and I just kind of looked at it. Now, like if it's got stiff arms, they're not like the wibbly wobbly, like you move it and it wibbles, then I'm okay. Like if it's just like a tree branch, I'm like, cool, that's a cool looking lamp. But if it moves, if you can move it and position it, I don't like it. Especially if it's got 3 heads, because that's the one that I had a problem with. I got smacked with that a couple times, and the heads like where they wrap around you and they smack you really hard. They don't feel good. Do not like it. Right? No, it can be bad. It can be bad. No, I'm not going to highlight every comment. I'm going to be in Logan. Nope, we're not doing that. Do not apologize for this type of conversation. It was I have the right to say no, I'm not in the mood for that, or yes, let's go ahead and bring that up and let's talk about it. Okay? That's my choice. And if I bring it up and everyone's like, I don't want to talk about that, I will end the conversation. Right now, we're talking. This is a healthy discussion. Being authoritarian. Yep. Apparently, I can't pronounce stuff right now because of the bread. Also, I struggle to begin with. The coach on staff's not a respected position, but not them. Why? Because they think punishing someone for the coached failure is funny. Not funny. Well said, Levi. I don't hate my father, miss him horribly, but I won't forgive him. Yep. Deep conversations are good to have in groups. Yes, exactly. Deep conversations are good to have in groups. It allows growth on a front that you normally. And again, don't apologize for it. Then this entire thing right now is like, hey, Levi, you need to eat something before you can cook something. And that's what I'm doing. And it's salty bread, effectively. You need to come here and you need to let me know if you guys will eat this or if I'm going to make something random.
What are you making?
The pork sausage linguine Italiano.
No.
Why don't you come over here and take a look at it?
Is this from the new?
Yeah, she tried to steal my kids.
Is this from the new crate?
No, but we have to use it, but a lot of it's just...
Has peppers.
Yes, it has peppers.
Can you separate the peppers from it?
If I can't,
Not it.
have Raven come here and tell them I just... Be nice about it. When you ask them to come here, let them know that Daddy needs them real quick. Again, not something to be sorry about. This is one I have a hard time. Like, at least they apologized. If my mother's on their deathbed and that's when they choose to apologize to me, it means that they feel the need to apologize because they're dying, not because they actually feel sorry. Or their death caused them that reflection, and I'm like, please don't die. I want you to stay alive for the next 5 years so you can reflect on this apology and see if you actually mean it, or you were scared you were going to go into the nether realm of hell, and that's why you're apologizing. But also, like, take what you can of all that, and like, I'm not ruining yours, right? To me, my mother proved that they do not feel sorry. And so if they showed up on their deathbed and started to apologize, that's when I'd be questioning it. Yay or nay?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, hey, kiddo. The green pepper is supposed to be cooked with the meat, and it adds part of the flavor to the meat.
Of course. You're gonna make it no matter what.
Because it's part of it.
Does it have to be?
Let me read the whole thing, and then I'll see if I can't replace it, okay? Or...
Put it separate. That's it.
I know, and I'm going to read the directions here, and if I'm right, I can't, because it's supposed to help flavor the meat.
No, you.
One of the good things about this community is that we talk openly and honestly about things within reason, no graphic details, etc. Yeah, and Nathan, breakfast and dinner streams, I've openly admitted that they're more political, they're more in depth and stuff like that, and they've helped. They've helped a lot of people. We're having an open conversation now. One parent saw the errors, but another one never did. Discipline from my father was proof that something was wrong with him. Discipline from my mother was firm, but sometimes you know what you did, think about it, never capricious. Yeah, I say that, you know what you did. I have gone over this with you 100 times. You know what you did. Think about it for a moment. What I like about Mark's thing, what his mother did, is like combined with how I parent, which is not a gentle parenting style, but it's also not like physical, right? If I know my kids should know better, it's something I've gone over with them. It's like, okay, you don't get to have this stuff until you can figure out what you did wrong and you tell me. And then we address it from there. And it has caused my kids to come back after they've calmed down and tell me. And I was like, great, yes, you got it. That is what you did wrong. You now know what you did wrong. How do you fix this? Right? If it's fixable. If it's not a fixable thing, it's like, look, this isn't a fixable thing. You're in trouble. You're grounded. You know what you did wrong. Agreed? Yeah. Okay. So let's figure out what the consequences, because your actions have consequences. What are the consequences of your actions? And I've developed quote unquote punishments, being grounded and whatnot. And it was the kids who decided them. I was like, a week, and I was like, fine with me. Back in my mind, I would have done it for a day. Right? They always go for the longer version.
I want to say one thing about your mother. Fuck her.
Okay. Charles, that's a whole nother conversation that I understand somewhat, but not nearly as much as other people. I've known people who, is it just me or my hair look really decent today? Sorry, I got distracted. I have known people who both parents were drugged up all the time. One of the facilities I went into, one of the people that I remember hardcore, because he was just built like a brick too, right? Me and him clicked. There's this guy who is, just a couple years older than me at the time. In this treatment facility to get clean, I'm getting off of regular medication, mind you, that was prescribed to me that I did not overtake. Just simply, there was so much of it. The doctors were like, "We got to send you to rehab. You're gonna have some really bad days." Isn't that fucked up? They had to send a kid to rehab for prescribed medication and taking his medication the way it was prescribed. Life I led. Anyways, I remember this kid because it was around the time that I was getting like, off of this stuff, and it's like my memory is much better around then. And he tells me his story about like how he got his scars from how did he get these scars, right? How he got the scars of the cigarette burns and stuff like that. And we're sharing like different stories of like, oh yeah, I got this scar this way. Oh yeah, I got this scar this way. Oh yeah, my parents did this. Oh yeah, had this when I got hit like this. And and he shares to me and I was like, oh yeah, I had to go dump all the drugs and flush them down the toilet. And then they picked me up, and then like that's why I'm here. And I'm like, damn, bud. And I was like, that fucking sucks. You know why me and him get along? Out of everyone there, we weren't there because of someone's parents. We were there for our own protection. He wasn't in trouble. He was getting clean because his situation and his parents didn't love him. I didn't have parents. And it's like massive, different sides of the country together. Effectively the same story, just different things. Like his was more drug oriented, mine was just more pure physical violence type of stuff. And he was like, God, your mother didn't even have an excuse of being high. I was like, nope. I mean, she got high sometimes, but like, no, it wasn't a constant. I was like, God, that fucking sucks. And the thing that gets me is like, it's like if she ever comes around and she's here and you don't want her around, holler my name. I'll beat the shit out of her. I can go back to jail. It's fine. I'm just like, fuck, man. He almost killed himself a couple days later. He didn't. Talked about it. But still, I have no idea what happened to him. I don't know if he survived getting out of the system or not. Because a lot of kids, a lot of us who get into that system, we don't. Yeah, there's some people who are born into a rough family who turn out just entirely opposites of their parents. Turn out really good. And then there's some who follow the trend. Some break it. So when I was disciplined as a kid, my parents made sure I understood what they were doing through love and made sure they won't punish me in anger and hate, and it's kept my relationship with my parents strong and direct, and that's pretty cool. I live with the grandparents. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. My spouse lived with their grandparents, and that was a mixture of good and bad. Love the mug. Yeah. Hopefully we'll actually get to go to Phoenix this year. We'll find out. Hopefully this month. If not, then like we're probably not going to go. Off subject, be bleeding Flemish giant bunnies. Damn it. No way a bunny would survive the shipping here. I'm in the same bed. Tracy, I'm the same bad thing is I'm the eldest of my generation. 2 years of therapy. Now I feel much better. Do not use violence in my child. Teaching my kid with actions and talking to her works. You need to be consistent and calm. The consistent and calm is the hard part, especially when you deal with autism. It's okay to not be okay. Yep. I love that saying. It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to not be okay with not being okay. Okay? I can't have pork, but the dish sounds wonderful. Yes. I have respect for you and all you do. Thank you. Shared pain is lessened and shared joy is increased. Exactly. Mine was never in the picture except for when he wanted to become for VA benefits. My father was a different form of dad. I have a great dad. Go listen to your new song. Tell me what you think. No, thank you. Hey, Slayer. As always, good thing. With green pepper, could your kiddo pick it out, or do you have to? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out here in a minute. Life choice. Get married, have kids, be the first one to die. Make sure my family is set up to be stable. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of providers. I'm going to say providers instead of men, because there's plenty of everyone on every spectrum of the gender spectrum or whatever, that feel that exact same way. Men, women, non-binary, binary. That's the thing I recently learned about. So. Yeah, my hair does look good. Your hair is beautiful as always, but more shiny. Yeah, I did. Oh no. Whatever. Glorious ginger floof. I can't go through the withdrawals away from home. My grandfather tried, and mom Sorry, you have to forgive me. Facebook is a magical thing. Maybe you put some flyers out. I love your content. Sorry for being off subject. Lucas, you're fine. I want one of his friends helped him through his mental health crisis. One of brothers now. If I did anything, I would drive Bunny to you. That would be awesome. My dad. I don't have a place for him. We can't have another pet. Like legitimately, we according to the lease, we can't have another pet. So until like I can get approved to have like small other pets besides the cats, that's not going to happen. My dad was toward me due to my disability. The day I went to his funeral wasn't because I was sad. It was closure for the years of crap he put me through. I'm told I don't want to get a call when my mother dies. Part of me knows that I'm going to be sad. Like that chapter of my life is closed, but another part of me is like sitting here and going, the reason why I'm sad isn't because I'm sad that this person is gone. The reason why I'm sad is because this person chose to never get better. There was a choice. They actively made it. They screwed things up, and I had to cut them out of my life. And that sucks. And they have not gotten better. I periodically check on them. They haven't gotten better. They're still the narcissistic, victimizing person that they always been. They're the victim, not the other way around. So on and so forth. And yeah. All right. I'm feeling much better. I'm gonna read this recipe real quick. Feeling fine. Try garlic, heat oil under the brown it. Once water is boiling, remove sausage from casing if necessary. Discard casing. I don't think there's a casing to be removed. While the pasta cooks, add garlic to the pan with green pepper. Cook until fragrant. Add sausages and cook, breaking up meat in pieces. It's used to enhance the flavor. Thank you. If I make the sausage very, very small to the point to where it doesn't have the texture, would you eat it? Like turn it almost into a paste. Would you eat it? Not a sausage. I mean the green pepper. Green pepper. If I turn it effectively into a paste so you don't have the texture of green pepper and it just tastes like the rest of the meat, would you eat it? It's gonna be a pain in the ass to do. Green pepper. Turned into a paste so it can be incorporated and Tobias will eat it or no? No? You don't care? Okay. All right. Let's go figure out if I can do that. No guarantee I actually can. I may not have the stuff necessary to do that out right now. Because that's just 2 sausages. And I have this giant thing, and it would kind of work, but only to a certain point, because there's going to be an amount of space that isn't going to be done. I have to, which means I have to manually cut it. I'm gonna all right. Pan was never rinsed. That's lovely. All right, let's see what we can do. Not clean of an area as I want. I'm gonna need a bigger cutting board. All right, we're gonna soak that pan. Make sure. Yeah, that should be sharp enough. Okay. Yeah, so cook them in to a liquid, but it's hard. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Mm. Nope. That's gone bad. I don't have more pepper either. This might actually be a good thing. All right. So the problem is, you good if I use the canned tomatoes, buddy? You don't have problems with those.
No.
So those would have to be added later. If somebody wants some, they have to add them manually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember which none of the corners are magnetic, because otherwise they won't be able to do sorters. I need. That's weird. Not at all worrying that I can't find a chunk of magnets. I'm not gonna do another one. We. There's the giant magnet that I know I won't have a problem finding. Alright. So real quick, we're gonna cut this down as much. It's only one, so D&D would be nice. We have swapped topics from the original. I feel like I've learned cooking the hard way. Yeah, I can feel that. Why does that look so wonky on the inside? Sometimes you get the ones that just look weird. It's not mold, it's just like they've been burned on the inside. I'm going to take some of the pith out, which makes it more bitter. So we flatten it, remove a chunk of pith, just like that chunk right there. And then I'm going to cut it in strips to start off with. That's easy to work with. And I'm just going to, since we're just going to be turning this into as much of a paste as we possibly can, we're just going to sit here and chop and chop. Now, the good thing is most of the ingredients here. Hey, Raven, can I get your help super quick? An emulser would be great. An emulser would, and I have one somewhere. Not entirely sure where. I have other peppers if I really wanted to add them to this, but considering what I'm doing to make it so that it's edible for one of my kiddos, not to get snipped at, can you get the other ingredients for this and just put them on the table for me while I'm doing this part?
What other ingredients do you will need?
Everything else. Pork sausage should be Italian pork sausage. Let's see.
Wherever they grab the cheese. We have another weenie. I'm missing one of those.
It might be in one of the bags, like that bag that probably has the paper plate in it. That probably shouldn't. It's probably in that bag.
It might be. It's got back in there. Here. And then here. Tomato paste. garlic.
I have garlic. I don't. I think it's. I don't think it's sliced. I think it's the kind I can cheat with. But I have garlic paste, chopped garlic. Once I get my no, we should have 2 packets of linguine.
We did. You're over here.
Check the floor, maybe.
Ah, yes. I can't bend down until check the floor.
Yeah. Can I not have a snap? Do I deserve it? No, I do not. I'll pop off for a bit. I'll be back. Y'all have a great night. And if I don't get back, yeah. So we got finely chopped right now. What I do with my knife is it's going to go on this, and I'm with my hand here, and I'm going. All I do is rock my knife back and forth, pick it up when I need to, put everything back in place, and I repeat that until it becomes chopped enough. Periodically, I'll just chop randomly, effectively. Without it. Ah, yeah, found it. No catch. No catch. Just said no catch.
And I just said I'm
I know. Cream cheese and Parmesan cheese.
Can you bring those?
Those are at the bottom.
I know they are.
I know. Part of getting out of bed and stretching.
I'm getting out of bed. It's fucking hurting me.
I know. Problem with it is you can't stay in bed, otherwise pain gets worse. So you have to like move around, do what you can, and that hurts. So I think we're going to turn this into liquid. No. Do I think I can make it small enough that when it's incorporated with the meat, all it'll do is do exactly what it needs to do, which is add flavor to it. Yes. Parmesan cheese and cream cheese. Thank you. Now this is at the finely chopped, about as chopped as thin as like the garlic you would buy at the store. It's small. So I could probably incorporate this relatively easy. But we're going to go plus ulcer on this page. For the record, I do have one of these, but for whatever reason, people will put some random shit in here. I'm not entirely sure what's all in it now. I need to clean it out. And that is not a task for me to do today because that's going to require a wash, then a dry, then a wash, and then a dry, then a wash, and a dry, wash, dry, wash, dry. Just over and over. I'm glad I'm able to catch the stream, but I got to go. No problem. Looking, do you have a battery pack that you can plug it into? I still don't have any power. It's almost 9:40 at night, and I turn off the power. You use a CPAP machine. Logan, you have a good one. Dinner streams are very often not turned to members only. They're a way for people to be like, hey, I ate food this week. I am now at the minced stage. Pretty much right where we want to be. If you look at it, look how small that has gotten. Some of it is literally liquid. Now, the problem with this is originally it says to saute it. So, I'm not going to do that. The reason being, and it says peel and finely chopped garlic, same thing. Add green pepper, salt. Because if I do that now, if I saute it now, it will be a mess later on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna salt and pepper this. Let it sit for a second, like that. We're gonna wash the pans that we need and some other stuff to get them out of the way. I'll change your guys' viewing location while I'm doing dishes in a second. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wash our dishes, get ourselves set up so that we can cook the food that we need cooked. We have about 3 more minutes for the thaw process. So let's move you on over. So we got that. There's a kitty in my window. He's not for sale though. But I'm gonna make sure there's no lids in this damn thing. I'm over here. Go ahead and take a bite. Why don't you give the kitty an extra can of food? Yeah, you want a can of food? Want a can of food? Area where I won't cut myself. Dumbass. No, he's eating. Thunderstorm knocked out the power. Ouch, a friend of mine has to use CPAP when his battery pack runs out. He sleeps in his car with it plugged into the adapter. That's smart. Sucks that that's a thing you have to deal with. Especially with all the advancements that we have. Medical everything. I just got soap on my phone. Okay, no, I didn't. So I have this really nice. It's like not metal. It's not plastic. It's kind of like tinfoil, kind of wrapped in fabric. It's a nice in-between step of this thing, which I need new ones of those, and thinner ones. And I use it quite a bit, mostly because I have like 10 of them, and so I'm just trying to use them until they're dead, and I have not had that happen yet. They don't replace anything. It's an in-between. For instance, like a particularly stubborn one, I'm going to go to the hospital. Right? Get it off nicely. Now that meat should be thawed, or at least thaw enough that when I open it up, I can stick it into the pan, which is what we're cleaning right now, and saute it up. But we're not going to start the sauteing process until after we get the pasta on the boil. So if I need a little bit more time, I've got it. Charles says, kitty in the window. Yep. And it's still got a couple parts. There we go. We had a heavy conversation today. We got to have some onion or no? you have to go ahead to have some onion. Double check, make sure I don't have any. Yeah. So we'll saute the onion. Ew. Am I good to like cut it into strips and saute it like that, or do you needs to be tiny? Needs to be tiny bits. All right. You don't realize how much you use your middle finger and how it hurts. Adapting. Realistically. We'll do this. Such a messy way of cutting. But I'll do some longer bits, some shorter bits. Those sautés. A lot of that will be nice and soft. Oh, that is a strong onion today. Meat, salt enough. Cut a few more things. You have to do a couple more dishes though. Logan, call your local power company after hours hotline and report you still have no power, but your medical equipment requires power at night. You'll find out. Hopefully, the moment you mention medical equipment, they usually go, "Oh shit, we got people who are dying in this particular area." Apples, cheese, and crackers today. There you go. It's a nice little dinner snack. Yeah. Yep. Cat's not bleeding right now, which is good. I mean, why did the image of Mr. Rogers and Predator, which definitely wouldn't adopt them. But the Predators versus Toon Power, Mr. Rogers would be one of those that I could do without question or issue, because definitely one of those things. Fun fact: the reason why Daffy and all of them are in that movie as much as they are is they had to have equal screen time. A lot of messy floor going on right now. Look at everything cleaned up. All right, so water's on the boil now. clean our pasta. Colander. While we're at it. Oh. Have the sponge. Where'd it go? I just had the sponge. Oh, there it is. That's it for a moment. Equal screen time? What? Are they suddenly like Paul Newman? Yeah, no, somebody wants to pull it up. There was the way that they had them in there was because of needing equal screen. I can't tell if that's killer or the other one. Do another random black and white cat that's been hanging around. Here periodically. I think that's killer, but the looks of it. Nope, that's not killer. There's a black and white cat out there in the backyard. Just nonchalant. I want to see a Solomon Grundy meets Mr. Rogers. If I do Mr. Rogers, we got to do a whole set. I think I know a voice actor. I think Jocelyn can do Mr. Rogers' voice. That'd be a fun one to do. Because then I can have Chris do clicks. I can be talking to Mr. Rogers. I gotta wash bowls, plates, spoons, a bunch of different things. We gotta wait for water to boil. Wait for water to boil before we kick on our other pan. We're gonna go ahead and kick on our other pan low, actually, so it'll boil the water off. And it's a little pace while we're waiting on other stuff. And I realized filling the sink with water and blah, blah, blah would be better. This is the way I wash dishes when I wash with my hand because it actively wash them. Unless I've thought of it far enough in advance, I have plenty of clean things not to worry about. Like I have an entire space set up. I don't have an entire space set up anymore for my dishes. I have enough for a small amount because I usually do them in the dishwasher now. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that. There's a thing that goes over your sink. It acts like a drying rack too. I would love to get that because then I can have I can have it here. The problem is I like having my view, and that would obstruct my view at this point. So maybe I won't get it. Nah. And is drying. If I didn't have dirty dishes already in the dishwasher, as I'm washing them, I would just put them in the dishwasher. You're doing the dishes, who is arguing? Myself. Thinking about the environment. I don't have anything on the top. I don't have anything on the top right now. Let that sit for half a second. Let's create the space we need. Look at some of these. Oh, wait, that's there. That's clean. No, that is not. Wow, this- Why I always double check my digits. Not everything stays clean, sadly. There's half of that stuck on here. And then you notice when I was first rinsing it. Benefit of a good light when you're washing dishes. Mr. Rogers, Steve, I know you're better than this. You don't have to commit mass slaughter of the innocent to rule the universe. Now remember, you can't smell slaughter without laughter. I can't really laugh like this. That's one of the ones I don't have up my belt. Under my belt. That's a laugh. Good. Like I would have to hear it and then practice it pretty thoroughly. Want me to laugh like the Joker? Give me a little practice. I get it down. Hello, Justin. How goes it? Check out a piece of fan fiction called Villain Wrangler. Very similar storyline. Lady Fairchild. Place to put my spatula. Right, now I can move that ball here with this pin. Okay. Oh no. That did not. Son of a bitch. That's why I don't like having cords and shit in the kitchen area. Shit. 1 second. Centrifugal force. I love science. Drop this in water. Apply centrifugal force. It does potentially cause damage to the cords, though. Really? No one gave you proper food in there? I realize it's not a whole lot of food, but give me a second. I will pour you just what's left in here. There you go. Have at it. We have an automatic feeder, so all the cats get fed properly. From the apartment, right? It wasn't. Sausage. We have 2 sporks and 1 spoon. I've got the onion sauteing on a low heat right now. But because it's a low heat, I can walk away from this. I can concentrate on doing some other dishes. And if I'm using a spatula, let's wash the spatula. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to work for you, but something I do when I'm not like in the mood and when I used to have just regular I didn't have a dishwasher. Oh, got a message from Chris. I don't know if that's from me directly or if he was messaging a group chat. But okay. 3 for 3. Use a bowl. Launch 2 more. Let's say you had to wash this in order to use it. That's fine. Launch 2 more. But let's say you used a clean one. Wash 3 more. You don't have to wash that last one. You don't have to commit to washing it. You can just go straight into the sink. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel guilty that the piling dishes on that are clean. But let's say your sink is clear. Oh. Bob Ross chats with Edna Mode. Oh my God. That would be a good one. That would be a fun one. A lot of that's cartoon stuff. That's animation. That's full voice acting. That's where the fun really gets in. Animation and whatnot. Because then you can do that. Oh, don't fall. Ran out of videos. Floor right here. Bottom rack is full. I just need to start filling the top rack. I'll fill that later. I'm going to put that one there. I need a maybe chopsticks in there. Nice, safely. Or they won't like fly out and go places they're not supposed to, you know. Three bowls clean. 7:51. We're almost at the 2-hour marker, anyways. Real quick. Pasta is still doing its thing. Onions are sauteing nice and slow. Nope, you can just be patient.
Huh?
You get a drink, you can get a drink. Oh, door.
Drink.
Need what?
Drink.
Oh. You don't have any additional seasoning. No, Italian. The pork sausage is most of the seasoning. Okay, so sauteing the onions instead of sauteing the green peppers because I turn the green peppers into such thin pieces that when I go to add them to the sausage mixture, that's when they're going to get their real saute. So once the pasta is in the pot, that's when I want to start cooking my sausage. We're going to need 1/2 cup of plain water, though. You know what? That's where these come in handy. Let's move these glasses over here. Those bowls are drying nicely. Later, you're going to go have breakfast. Go have breakfast. What are you having for breakfast, Jeremy? Salt and pepper them. Charles became Bruce, never met him. Love the random bits of things. Eat well. Okay, it's coming along nicely. We got another bowl that's dry, so I'm gonna put it up. The good thing about like it getting hotter, things dry faster. So now I can have a couple items on there, give them a good shake after a couple minutes. Be mostly clean most of the time. They'll be clean and mostly dry. I meant because they smell check whether good food gets their toxins from way through roots and leave milk. There's got to be a Hannibal Lecter in the Marvel universe, right? Had Tony over for dinner. Sorry, I'm so sorry. My brain went in an entirely different direction than any of you. So after respect from the wind and rain, after a break tonight, it's back. I wish we had rain. 3/4 cup. 6 ounces. Water is boiling. Now we're starting to move. Cheese. Tomato paste. Could have used a larger pan. That's probably true, but that's all right. We will make. I need to print out and organize it so it's. Turn that heat down. I will say this. Use the appropriate pan size. Don't just shove things into it. Then I gotta pay attention to it way more. All right, there we go. Onions are sauteing nicely. All right. Don't have time to sit here and do other stuff. It makes no sense. What does it make no sense? You mean Hannibal Lecter has in a character that's cannibal? Because there's when he goes, yeah. But I mean like proper Hannibal Lecter. Just in the Marvel DC universe as a whole. Like DC universe, I think he would get lost in the shuffle of everything else. But Marvel, I think he would shine. It'd be so different in Marvel to have somebody like him. It doesn't have superpowers, but it's going around eating people. For no other reason than he wants to. Can you imagine Spider-Man going to Hannibal Lecter for therapy? Oh. Facing dilemma, want ice for pop. that don't want to leave AC cooled room to get some. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a mini fridge. It's not something that we need, and I've got other like I don't have bills yet, right? And there's a chance that my copays for all our insurance stuff could be zero. But we got told that there are copays. My spouse has not had a copay. They've gotten deductible is all they've had. So I'm curious where I need to be on it, right? All right, so now we add in the sausage
Tobias,
and everything else. We go from there.
this is a reminder. Tobias brush teeth.
I think it is going to make me take off the casing. Hello. So they did include just plain Jane sausages. Okay. All right. That's okay. It'll be easy. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Your recipe calls for the sausage, but not the other part. Really easy. Break it open. I can't hold you guys and do this. So you break it open. It's just a messy process. All it is. You just get it in there. You can just push it on through. Did I just toss the entire sausage casing in there as well? Yeah, because I'm gonna still eat it. I will say this though: if your recipe calls for sausage and it says, "Hey, take it out of the casing," they make sausage without the casing. You can just get ground pork, Italian style flavored ground pork. Is all this is. So this is just extra steps that honestly aren't needed. They're not necessary. Just messy. A little bit of a waste. If you don't wind up eating everything that's edible on the sausage. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Could have just sent me ground sausage. Could have just sent me ground Italian flavored pork. Just wait. There's a little bit that can't go in there. It's on my hands now. Wash my hands. I'm going to wash up the dish while I'm at it. Already washing my hands. Okay. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to leave this on a temperature that it's been for a little while. This will give me some time with the pasta. And still cook just fine. We're going to salt, pepper. Remember, we had the green peppers. Green peppers are going to go in here. Going to go right on top for now. Not a big deal. Okay. Go ahead and give that a slight mix. Sit like that for a minute. We're going to grab our garlic. Grab the appropriate amount according to recipe. And then say, fuck it, it's garlic. Let's add some more. Steven, you're here. Cooking with Sausage by Mrs. Bobby. But seriously, if it tells you to take the sausage out of the sausage link, just buy ground sausage. There's no reason to buy the links. Don't. Current F1 grade don't strike me as her counselor. Pasta's coming along nicely. Oh, this one doesn't recall for saving the pasta water. Does it? No, it does. It does. All right. Save a half a cup of pasta water. We use this thing for that. We're going to turn this up now to about 4. It's not even about texture because, like, if it wanted it to be chewy, it would have just had me cook the sausage, let it rest, cut it up, and then put it back in. It had me do a pre-cook, cut it, and then cook it up. Coming along nicely. Little sausage casings that were left over, they're coming along nicely. Got enough silverware now. Change glasses now. Okay, I'm gonna have all these dishes done by the time dinner's done. There we go. Perfect. Heat off. Let that sit for a second. And Stephen, again, thank you for the £10 donation. Remember to dry off your scissors if you want. Wash your scissors. There we go. That's coming along nicely. We're going to kick this up to about a 5. Keep this up nice and thoroughly. Those are cooked. Strain our pasta. A regular cup of water that I'm still going to need. I'm going to go in a different glass for now. Let's grab some of this pasta water first. Set that over here. Good. There we go. Kick this now up to a 6. Let's get prepared for all the other stuff. So, here in a minute, we're going to be adding. I'm not bleeding. The tomato paste. We're going to cook it and get until it gets like dark red. And then we're going to add in the water, thicken it, reduce heat, and then add in the cream cheese, half of the Parmesan cheese, and some butter. Cut a chunk of butter. Sauteing up. Now, mind you, I made everything last longer than was necessary. If you're not doing a bunch of other stuff with this, cook this in the way that it's designed to be cooked. It feels like I'm losing it, but I'm not. I think it's properly clogged now. What would be mistaken Barney today? Barney. That dinosaur gave me nightmares as a child. Barney the dinosaur was a menace to society. He was a true evil villain. He pretended to be good. Creepy. Creepy. Villain is evil, but not sure they want to start selling food. No. Lamb chop was sweet as can be. She was just 7. You tell it like it is. Lamb chop, you knew what you were getting. As far as the whole man inside the suit deal, there was only one thing that I know that was proven true about it, and that was the Barney that went around on stage. Liked children a bit too much. And as soon as it was found out, he was like removed and sentenced and all that stuff. Now the whole murder thing, I don't know about that. Now this is where I get to add the water because that is now the color I want it. No, my butter first. A little bit. Easily. And now butter's melting pretty good. Let's add in our other stuff. And add in cream cheese. Eating late again. Third day in a row, eating later than I should. Eating like right at 8 o'clock. There's a huge problem. You're supposed to stop eating at 8 o'clock. That hurts your brain. What hurts my brain? Don't traumatize me. What do I? Scientifically accurate Barney? No, I don't want to see that. Levi, I think I have a third label for the Lilo and Stitch spam. Did I send you one that had yellow with Stitch? Still need to buy some spam. So I got this one, and then I got this. I
Bro,
got this one.
what are you doing?
I'm putting them back
No, why were you turning them off? What for?
because Jeremy thinks he might have gotten another. Tobias, I love you, but I'm in the middle of batching force and cooking. Thank you. We'll lower the heat down so we don't boil everything off too quickly. Okay. Salt, pepper, add pasta. There we go. All right. That's the beauty of it. We are effectively done. That's true. Don't watch the hands going. Never scratch your nose. Right. Now we add the pasta to this. Okay? This is where the pasta water actually comes in handy. slowly incorporate everything together. Adding a little bit of the pasta water instead of starchy water at a time. You don't need the whole thing of pasta water on there. It's just there if you need it. There are definitely parts where I'm needing it. Fold. I don't need this anymore. I'll rinse it off so it's not as hard to wash. Turn off. Add a little bit of water. Switch these around so that's not on heat. I don't know which one is which. That one's newer, that one's older. We're not gonna. This is why I was telling my kiddo. Take your can of, let's say you have a can of veggies left over, right? A lot of people have Tennessee, myself included. Put some foil on that and then use it. Get yourself some mason jars. Go ahead and use the mason jars. Put them in the mason jar and you're good to go. Dinner is ready though. Stephen, no, we do not jump. True, no, that's the kids show. That's a scary thought. Leo Stitch 2 is confirmed already. I hate that because the success was entirely driven by the opening weekend. People have not gone back to see that movie. People have not gone back to rewatch that movie. There is more hate for the movie than there is goodness. And for good reason. The entire, so much just wrong with that movie. You need to remember now. Don't traumatize, demonetize, and sensitize. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm not sure about Spaceballs 2. Like, part of me is like, oh, Spaceballs 2, and I was still excited. Didn't need all of that. All right. So, what we're going to do. I can't see anything. So, I'm going to set it down. I'm going to start serving. Well, order failed to arrive. Going to check on food and off the charge from. Also, Ice Cone guy died for the movie. Okay. I know a native Hawaiian guy that hated the movie too, so that they can't play that. Yeah. In fact, I knew there's an entire community on TikTok of people from Hawaii who went, "You fucked up." Bias.
What?
Yeah.
Not right now.
All right. More prerogative. I'm going to take canned tomatoes from the other day. Add a couple spoonfuls to use them up. Right on top. That way people who don't want it don't have to have it. And then I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on it. Want to use this?
Sure.
And I've got some soda and water over there. This has plenty of veggies in it. I'm not really concerned about the vegetables. But I wonder if I have some fruit. Got a little bit of bread left over from earlier. Also got some tea over here, so I'm not worried about that. Can you let Raven know that there is... No one had the cherry turnover. I don't know what Mama was saying. There's still a cherry turnover in there. Anyways, fruit.
Share.
I don't have fruit, but I do have yogurt.
Mom,
I'll have that for dessert.
you know how to cook?
Yeah, in there. What do you guys think? Light? No light.
No, guys.
I like seeing my food. Voila.
Light burns.
So, creamy Italiano. Pork sausage, creamy Italiano pasta.
Burns.
Oh, wait. You want to sit down and eat? Or are you going to go eat over there? As soon as this table's big enough for everyone, we are going to start eating over here. So one of the things that I made it clear with Chris that because like I saw a live action thing, promo trailer, not promo trailer, live action interview CGI thing that they did, and I sent it to him. I was like, "How the hell is our Stitch better than this one?" Like that's the original voice actor. That sounds like crap. Like the original voice actor in that particular promo just sounds like somebody I would hire. That's like $5 to $10, and it's like it's close enough to make do, not the actual voice actor who's getting paid hundreds. England bitch says that, oh, I can do the Stitch voice better. I'm going to point to that and be like, that's the actual voice actor right there. That's the actual voice actor trying to sound like Stitch, who's done the voice for years, mind you, who did it in like the cartoon series, everything else. Everyone was like, oh no, it must be because he hasn't been doing it for very long. No. He's been doing it for years. He does it on Cameo all the time. He's continuously had practice. He's done TikToks that have sound better. He's talked about like on TikToks about how he's created the voice that have sounded better than the actual thing that he did for the movie. It's like his soul wasn't in it. It's like he saw the script and was like, it's a paycheck. You got so much hate for calling out? No, man. It was like, I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? I have people who can do a better Stitch than that. I had to look it up because I was like, is that the actual one? Yeah. Oh, man. I've had voice actors do that for us too, who were like get annoyed at certain things and like, you know what? I'm just gonna phone it in, and they continue to phone it in. Now here's the thing: don't phone it in. Talk to me. What's the problem? Don't like the script? All right, you don't have to do the script. I'll find somebody else. I don't want to pay for half-ass work. Or either you like the job and prove by putting your all into it, and I hate when that's not the case. And I'm not going to use those voice actors anymore because, like, If it continuously happens,
I smell
It's a
strong
problem.
red pepper. That's green pepper, not it.
yeah, there's no red peppers in it. It's just green pepper. He said it. He would eat it if I. He said he would eat it if I effectively liquidized it. I didn't liquidize the green peppers, but they're cut up enough. And he was good with sauteed onions, so there's officially enough veggies in this thing that, like, I don't care. I will say, adding the tomatoes on top, very good move. There, it's right there in front of you.
I need a spoon of this thing.
And a spoon cleans, yeah, silverware drawer. Use a fork or spoon, I don't care. But yeah, adding the tomatoes was definitely a good call on my end. Yeah, it's a huge thing. I prefer. Let's be honest with me. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You don't like me. You don't like me. You don't like. I had to be outright. Like, look, I understand that I may come off a certain way. Tell me if it's bothering you. I'm not gonna have a problem with that.
You upset about the sport?
Is it perfectly flat? It's not. There's a curve. Just very slight. Spoon in one end, fork in the other. I have. This is a preference of mine. Like, I'm not. I don't like. I tend not to use this unless unless I feel like it. But most times I'll use like my tiny long spoon. You guys have seen me eat with that a lot. Yeah, 88 autism is fun. Certain things that I like certain ways. Ham fork spoon. Amazon. It is the brand name of this one, which I don't know if they still sell them. Is TAPIRUS. TAPIRUS. It was a cheaper version of the titanium spork because like titanium sporks are like $10 a spork, and this was like $10 for a 4-pack. Now, mind you, I could have to throw one of these away. I keep forgetting that I had to throw one of them away because it got rusty. So, like, whatever they use to cut it. Yeah. Can you get me some more ice real quick? 1 second.
Very happy I can taste my peppers. The peppers in general.
You can't? Yeah. That was the point.
I'm saying how happy I am. I can't.
You're happy you can't? You're happy that you can't taste them? So, if this is how I have to cook them up going forward, I can do that. It just takes me like 5 minutes to cut them up like that. Charles says he found it. Yes. And I could make money by sharing the link and get a little bit of profit from it. By sharing you an Amazon affiliate link. I don't need that. A lot of times, I don't see a reason to do that. They actually poured me a drink.
You can do it yourself, and you know it. I like it that.
Yeah, getting Charles. This is super huge. Super huge. Getting things that will help you eat, whether that be special utensils, spoons, forks, bowls, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. Don't let anyone tell you that that's a waste of money, because it's an accessibility tool that allows you to function a little bit more normally. So, for instance, there's a pack of travel utensils, and they're really cool. And I wanted to get them because I eat with chopsticks a lot. Now, the problem is that when the pain's bad enough, I shake.
So chopsticks are an option. So I had thought about it and decided not to get them for the sheer fact that the amount of times I would be able to use them, even when we're traveling, would be much lower than me just packing a couple of these sporks and being able to use those. Oh, and yeah, there's a magnet on the end of here. They're magnetic. Don't know how that's going to help you, but like maybe you like having your fork not in the drawer. It now doesn't have to be. It can be wherever it needs to be. For a little while there, I had that big giant maggots on my fridge. I had it in a different area at the other house, and like it was like over for a little while. It was all over the sink, so I'd wash these and I'd slap them on that thing so they wouldn't get lost until I got rid of all my other forks. Well, I'm sorry. I know you like regular forks, which is why I have some.
I like
regular forks. Like these?
I like the ones with that, like the spoon with the cutout.
Oh yeah, you like the traditional sporks.
That's the only reason why we have them, because no one else in the house likes them.
Yeah.
And then fucking I scarf down my food with them.
You have an online store. Let me get the site. Suggested by my therapist. Check them out. No money, just helpful items. Yep. I accidentally bought spaghetti that's like already broken in half. I thought it was a good deal. I was like, oh wow, I can get like 8 things of spaghetti for like $1, like less than $1 each. Heck yeah.
Not enough spaghetti.
If nothing else, it's portioned, pre-portioned food. Like a whole box will feed like me, you, and him.
I mean, I guess, but it's just like it's broken in half.
Yeah,
I don't like my spaghetti broken in half.
I know.
And wrong.
I understand the reason behind the wooden utensils, but they don't seem to work right. The disposable ones. Yeah, I feel that. They make some bamboo ones I really like.
Disposable?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't really tell the difference, mainly because I use them like every day at school.
Well, if I'm traveling and I don't want to lose my sporks, I can get a few of the bamboo sporks that are similar in shape to this, and I don't have to worry about losing them. If I lost them, I lost them. Not a big deal. They're gonna decompose within a month.
Yeah. Paper straws were the worst invention known to mankind, though.
The worst part about it is like they're not even better than plastic straws at the end of the day anymore. People, because like apparently there's like the way that they're processed. They've gotten better, but there's some paper straws that like are just way worse and are still introducing PFAS. So like, what's the point?
I finished it.
You can go. You don't have to stick with me. I'm eating food with everyone here. They helped me clean. Thank you guys for that. We had a deep discussion. Almost passed out on camera. I had to drink fluids and have some salt and something to eat before I ate. Fishy. Tonight's dinner is good. I like it. Kids like it. As long as you set aside a bowl for Mama, yes. Because this is all I'm eating. So if you want seconds, you can have seconds, but just make sure there's enough for Mama. And you do remember that I put green pepper in here.
No. I do not remember because I do not taste it.
Raven said they couldn't taste it either. I did a good job. Thank you. I've had bamboo straws. There's nothing wrong with them. Not the greatest. There's nothing wrong with them. But they could. The problem with bamboo is that while it's sustainable, it also like rips the nutrients out of the ground very quickly, and you got to treat it like potatoes.
Potatoes.
And the amount of bamboo that the world is consuming is more and more every year. But if we concentrated on that, let's say I have land here that's not getting used for food. It can't be used for food. It could very easily be converted for bamboo. But I live in a desert climate. The amount of water I would need for the bamboo would not be sustainable. So let's change that to an area like Florida, where water, or California, is not as big of an issue. I love coins. I love specialty coins. I used to collect coins. If you can't taste it, it doesn't count. Is that how it goes, buddy? If you can't taste it, it doesn't count? Okay. And so, like, what I like about this fork, Charles, you know how it has a slight curve? It's mostly straight. Flip it over, and you can curve.
They don't. Bamboo doesn't have like many of any necessities.
Yeah. That's like all of its nutrients go into making it itself grow. That's good. Ah, doing that on the screen. I don't have my napkins over here. I think my napkins are all out again. Oh well. Cactus is other. By the way, there's still some time to get the dice on Kickstarter. Remember these fancy things? Boom. I did a really cool ad for them. It had like Yu-Gi-Oh music and everything. There's still some time to grab them on Kickstarter. We will be sharing the link when the Kickstarter is over. They're going to be sending me some U-Dice as well to show off and promote. And it'll be a lot easier to promote because it won't be on Kickstarter. So we'll be able to promote it across the board. This one was more difficult because of how it is. Right? Like, it's supposed to be here around the 20th. And, like, that's what we're waiting for to film the next part of Stitch. Because both me and Chris want to have those to show them off. Because it would be no issue at all for me to toss him a shirt and be like, hey, by the way, I got you something. We're like, oh. And turn it into like an ad there at the end. It's not really an ad, it's part of the actual script. Oh, good. Discounted. Got a whole pack of it for like $2. It was It's more than 8. I don't know why it says 8 cups on here, but like, it was a decent size.
What?
Mm. Yeah, I haven't watched it on purpose. So let me explain that one. When I first heard about it, I was like, this feels like a Disney cash grab, or it feels like something felt off about it. And the way that they promoted it after it came out kind of gave that feel. They did not do enough promotion for it to succeed out the bat. They did promotion afterwards. And I've started to see that as a trend, because easier to make a failed movie successful, meaning you're throwing money away, but you're making more money on the back end because it failed, and so you can write it off. But then you turn around, you can make merchandising money off of it because it becomes like a cult classic type of deal. It's easier to make a bad movie successful. Just boggles my mind. Now, reason number 2 why I have no inclination to watch it. It just doesn't look interesting. It looks like a carbon copy of everything else that's come out in the last 10 years. And there are better movies that could have been promoted. Emphasis on cult classic. Nah. Lunchables and peaches, and later spaghetti with artisan bread. Sounds good. I'm officially done eating. We're going to put my plate away. Oh, look at that. Oh, hello. That's Mama showing up it. Get that put away for Mama. And Mama has 1, 2, 3 meals in the fridge to eat during their day off, which is good for them, especially because they struggle with eating food if it's not a fresh meal, and they've had medication to help them eat. Oh. I'll never watch the live action Snow White. There we go. All right, everyone. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to relax a little bit. We had a longer than normal dinner stream. I know a lot of you have already eaten, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. What have you eaten? Have you eaten? What have you eaten? Have you had something to drink? What have you had to drink? List it all down below. Wheeling Dragon, same. I have no desire to watch the live action. How to drink. I don't have any. I got a 5-minute peek of the video. 5 full minutes. And I was like, I fucking hate the fact that my feelings are so mixed on this. It looks good. It looks like it's going to be good. The same director who made the original is doing this one, so it's a 1-to-1. The problem is the animation. Somebody did like an animation on top and live action on the bottom thing. And I hate to say it, but that did not do it any favors because the animation just feels more, just feels better. Like it looks better, it feels better. it feels more real than the real one does. The real one makes me feel like AI decided to make How to Train Your Dragon. And that's just sad. Dusk Till Dawn again? I don't know what that is. You had bacon and eggs with a piece of toast. Hey, there you go, Rogue. And then made popcorn. Lunch was meatloaf, parsley, potatoes, and corn. Ooh, that sounds good. Most underrated movie, Titan AE. Titan AE. I can actually give you like a whole slew of movies to be on it. Treasure Planet is another one. Had a chicken sandwich and a pretzel twist from Sonic. Hey, it's food. Christopher Rice and tomato soup and drank water. There you go. Might go watch the movie because it'll be good because they didn't change much, but it looks weird. It looks weird. Feels. That's what it does. It feels like AI. They mixed up the twin dragon head effects. Oh, that's horrible. Baked beans plus sausage plus cheese. Yeah, that's what my friend who went to see it said. Taco bowl for dinner, peach rings for dessert, huge sandwich for lunch, protein shake. Dang! Good job, Charles. I'm still preparing my dinner snack. There you go. So many things as time goes on will be considered AI that isn't, and vice versa. Yeah. We're looking into using AI as a tool to enhance our ability to be able to do the things that we want to do, especially with our limited resources. But also, we're kind of like waiting to see how things are going to play out because they're playing out very, very quickly. And it's like, we have some time to not use this right now. Let's just not use it right now. So how to AI your dragon? You don't know Dusk Till Dawn, Tarantino film from the 90s with vampires? Isn't there one
Oh no, the back.
that something boys? It's a vampire flick from the 90s. God, I can't remember it. That's what that reminds me of. Or unless that is Dusk Till Dawn and I'm just remembering it wrong. Lost Boys. Yeah. So no, I'm not thinking of the same movie. I'm thinking of Lost Boys, and you're talking about something else entirely. I might have seen it and just didn't register that it was that type of film. My hair's coming back thicker. I'm looking at medication that will help with this process, especially because like stress does not help matters any. Problem that I don't like taking medication for hair growth though. But like this is it's coming in over here like I was itching over here for some reason. I was like, why does this itch? Like the hair's already gone, and it started popping up. I'm like, oh, my hairline's coming back. I'm not taking medication for that. Lost Boys turned me off fried rice for a month. I think it should be legally required to disclose the use of AI. It is not legally, but like on every social media, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, everything, you're required to post when you post to list it as AI. Otherwise, you're disqualified from monetization. Stop! Jeez, kiddo. You're required to post that it's supposed to be AI. Think you need a break from the game system.
Playing a game and it's like
Yeah, and you've been playing the game all day.
targeted.
You've been playing it all day, and it's now cool enough to go outside. It's not cool enough to go outside, and there's still like the fact it's 9 o'clock in the fucking night, and it's still light, and it's going to be late for at least another hour and a half. But it's just now dropping past the horizon. And once the dark fully hits, we've got a light that pops on out there that's nice and bright. So, and I have the basketball hoop all set up properly. I was touching up my hair, and there's a lot more gray underneath my skin. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the white. And it plays with the story really well that Levi's trying to become old enough to die. Like, part of that's sad to think about. Like, there's going to be a point where John is going to be like, dude, aren't you supposed to be immortal? And I was like, technically. Why do you look like you're aging? And I was like, because that's the point. And I want that conversation to be like, why would you want to die? And I was like, I just don't. I'm tired. I was like, I've been around for this long. I was like, I've been around like for twice that. I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, remember that like I handled those calls for you back in the day? Uh-huh. Well, there was another version of me. I got sent back in time fucking twice. First time, not bad. Second time, all the way fucking back. We mean all the way. I mean all the way back, man. All the way back. I had to wait for society to evolve. It's just the idea that Levi has literally watched society evolve and did not fuck with it. But at the same time, there's this story that John knows how evil Levi could be. So there's a portion of Levi lore where Levi straight up was massacring people and like evil and everything. And I'm thinking that like the second time around probably could have been, or the first time around probably could have been around that time frame. However far back I want to put the first Levi, that's what it will be. But the first Levi did not travel so far back. Society wasn't there. Levi, I'm thinking maybe the medieval ages would make the most sense for the first time around, because then like it's a couple hundred years and then you're back to like what you were, right? That's still a long time. And as somebody who's a freshly immortal, you'll learn a shit ton in your first couple hundred years. And you're going to screw up. Second time around, you just kind of go, fuck. First few centuries are always the worst. Yeah, that's kind of how I want to put it. And so like Levi is old enough at the point that it's like, I'm done. I'm tired. I want to age with my family this time around, and I found a way to do so. And then like the end of that skit's going to be like, well, what happens when you die? Levi's going to be like, I don't know if I can. It'd be nice. And I was like, well, what happens when you stop using the magic? I start to reverse. So if your heart stops, will your body restart? And then like, if you're in a coma, you're not doing the magic, would you go back in time? I don't know. Just the uncertainty of Levi's predicament of not wanting to be immortal. Yeah, Levi trusted the people a second time, and it's like, I'm with the dinos this time. I'm not fucking with time machines anymore. like literally, one of the reasons why he gets so angry at people who time travel and anything is just because he's gotten stuck twice. He's like, I don't want to go into the time machine. No, it's perfectly safe for you. I go on that thing, I'm likely to get stuck again. Then I'll watch you die, and I'll have to come back here and say, I fucking told you so. There's another Levi walks by, fucking told you so. And be like, God damn it. Now I gotta go in the thing. And the one guy's just like, what it really is Levi just used magic to project himself walking by. just to fuck with the thing. You haven't had problems with Twitch and YouTube. People have been getting No one said anything about lag today. Levi needs to host an immortal support group with people like Wade. Make a point that it's Wade in the meeting, not Deadpool. Anyways, I think we're done, everyone. We got 5 minutes till we hit the 3 hour mark, but I think we're good. You know how boring it is waiting 4 million years for people to invent the internet? oh my God. That's a really good line. Steven, you've got to send me that line. You have got to send me that on Discord. That's the idea of like, John, Do you realize how boring it was to wait 4 million years for people to invent the internet? You know, often I was tempted just to do it myself. Yeah, that's exactly why. That is canon. That is the reason why Levi hates paperwork, because he's had to file the same damn paperwork. It's like you have the office stuff, like you've had to file the paperwork 100 times. Levi's had to do it 1,000,000. He's literally had to file the same paperwork over again, legitimately, because he has no other choice. He hates paperwork so much because he's had to deal with it so much. The fucking Middle Ages, he had to make his own fucking paper. The moment technology came in, he was like, mine. Why don't you ever use fuck paperwork? Get the system up and running. God damn it, I fucking hate paperwork. Like he was such a huge advocate to get us transferred from non-paper to we were like the first company to do the transfer over. Levi's kind of like Vandal Savage. Yes, yeah. That's definitely just not like the one who's given up on society and wants to end it all. More along the lines of, I found a way to age. I'm good. Vandal, you had other options. I know. I had those same options. I had to survive the meteor strike, John. Well, from what I hear, it wasn't too bad. You're not the one who had to cover and dive and worry about ash. Toilet paper wasn't invented until way later. Yeah. Let's just have John bring up. What'd you do about toilet paper? Technically speaking, I invented it. What? And I was like, look, I didn't fuck with time too much. But the guy walked in while I was using my own toilet paper. What? I was like, look, okay, it happened sometimes. What happened sometimes? I like things that were convenient. What else did you invent? Technically Velcro? The time warp again. I know. I need to. You're gonna keep bugging me until I learn that song. You're gonna start throwing random lyrics out. I'm gonna read them, and I'm gonna be like da 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 da. I'm gonna have medical bills come up, and I'll be like, okay, what do we need to do? And Steven's gonna pop up here. He's gonna be like, donate. Do the fucking time warp properly, and I'll be like, fuck. Now it's like a bad earworm now. All right, everyone, we're about to hit the 3-minute marker or 3-hour marker. Hey, shut up. Wish y'all peace of mind, serenity, abiding spirit, harmony, and lineage. I mean it. Shut up. Remember, taking one breath, one step, one day at a time. And until the winds blow your sail my way, have an Acme Day. Have an Acme Day as a product villain. Have an Acme Day will be retroactively built to your account. Have an Acme Day. And remember, have an Acme Day simply means have the best day you possibly can have. Night, everyone. We got 10 more seconds.
Bye.
I did my closing in under 30 seconds.
Bye.
Now I can say bye. Bye, everyone.